Mike, after a tough end of the road trip, how good does it feel to get back here at Petco Park and be surrounded by Padre fans tonight?
It feels good to be home regardless of circumstance. I mean, yeah, you go 5 on the road. I think we'd all take that. And it feels great to be home Friday night in San Diego. Doesn't get much better than that.
How great does it feel to have your third baseman back?
Ooh, it feels really good. Yeah, we're super happy about that. Knew it was coming. Been working towards it for a while. Really happy for him on a lot of fronts. I mean, some big milestones that are now, welcome his new addition to the family, and now he's back at third base. So life is good for the Machados and for the Padres.
I know you mentioned that your timeline was hopeful to be by the end of the month. It's a little bit sooner than that, and it's coming off a little 4-day hiatus for him. So even more of a little bit of a surprise and good news that he's back.
Yeah, we were earmarking. I mean, like we were always honest, and it was very fluid. But he's making progress. So we knew, reading the tea leaves, it was going to be pretty close to this, and then he sent me a text. I talked to him, and he sent me a text, and we had some conversation over in Colorado about today being likely, and then yesterday he checked the final box in his mental and physical world, and here we are.
While we're on the Manny topic, he and Bryce Harper, you've had a chance to see both of their careers develop. Can you make any comparisons between what they've been able to accomplish in their careers and the impact that they've had?
I don't know all the specifics of it, but following both of them, and of course Manny's more closely recently, and competing against Bryce for years, and just really eerie, right? I mean, free agency, and very similar in the contracts, the lengths of contracts, and paternity leaves. Just two really generational talents that have been able to have tremendous careers and still have bright futures.
Can you give us an update on Jackson Merrill?
Jackson's in a really, really good place, and we're going to continue to be mindful of the fact it's early in the year, and just want to make sure with the lower half extremity that he's going to be okay. So he's going to move around today. He feels great. I'm so happy that he's kind of pounding the table to be in there, which is great. I love the fact that it looks like we're getting this behind us, but I want to make sure it's behind us because I don't want to look up and do something that's not smart and prudent and have a guy out that's a big part of our club for any extended period of time. So we'll see what's availability today, but he's coming in, and it's trending upward.
Along with the activation of Manny, another roster move today, bringing in Jeremiah Estrada. What can you tell us about that move?
He's throwing the ball really, really well. I mean, a great spring for many of us that were following, and did a great job. And with Vasquez is the move, and he'll go back to AAA and feel good about some of the steps that he's taken, and more importantly, the plan. Vasquez is going to pitch well for us for a long time. He's just still in that developmental process of being a starter. But Estrada's throwing the ball exceptionally well in AAA. Piggyback on what he did for us in spring training, and he brings a power arm with a really elite fastball metrically, and he's in a good spot, and we're looking forward to seeing him pitch.
Can you give us an update on Yu Darvish, how he's coming along?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to you yet. He threw a bullpen 2 days ago. All reports were positive. Everything's starting to get back to normal for you, and now we're just making the determination of what's next.
Mike, with Manny at third base again, what might his schedule look like day to day as far as playing third versus DHing, at least early on here?
I think it'll be fluid as well. I mean, clearly he's going to play tonight. Tomorrow, rightfully, if you think about a spring training ramp up, which he really hasn't had as much of, he's had a hybrid of it because he's been able to play in the DH role and get his spikes in the dirt for about a month. So he's got his legs under him in that regard, but now going to play in defense is added on, obviously, and of course the recovery factor. So, you're probably looking at maybe a DH tomorrow, and then an evaluation beyond that, and it'll just stay fluid from there.
Is Brito taking the Vasquez spot in the rotation, or has maybe Darvish got a chance to get back for that?
It lines up as a possibility, but everything you said is on the table, and it's the proverbial TBD.
How much does having Manny back at third help you, aside from obviously what he does at third, just in terms of maybe some flexibility in the DH spot?
Yeah, so I talked to Wadey a little bit earlier. I'm going to grab Rosie. I haven't been having a chance to have that conversation with him. First of all, I thought that platoon system worked really well. I mean, we got a lot of production out of those guys, defensively, offensively, on the bases. Those guys were huge in helping us contribute to win baseball games. So applaud them, but now it does change. I mean, we talk about the use. I mean, Manny will slide maybe back in the DH spot tomorrow, so it kind of goes back to it. So we're not away from that scenario where guys are going and moving and shaking with each other. But it also frees up Wadey to move around the infield and become more of a utility guy, and of course Rosie as well, to be able to do some different things that he hadn't been doing relative to before Manny was playing third base.
What kind of work was he doing on paternity leave? It seemed like he must have been doing something to come right back and be right on.
Yeah, he came over Wednesday and yesterday and got work in here at the ballpark.
If you can clarify on Jackson Merrill, was it an owie or an ouchie, and is he available to pinch hit today?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was more of an owie. We didn't want to lead into an ouchie that led into a oh no. It's something that he had treatment on for a couple of days, and yesterday before the game, when he started feeling it in his swing, just was like, nah, it doesn't taste great. Let's get ahead of it, which we feel like we have.
He seemed a bit irritated today. Was he trying to talk his way into the lineup?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just like when a pitcher, I don't give me a guy that wants to be on the field and wants to compete. I'll deal with all the fallout from that every day. So love the guy who wants to compete, and we had a discussion about it. He gets the reasoning behind it, and we'll see about his availability during the course of the game.